Hello everybody. Okay, so now in this video, I will be going through Cartoon Network's schedule, as well as talking to you about the Nickelodeon's technical difficulties, HBO Family schedule, because I have something I like to show you, and of course, Game Show Network, which will not be very long, so yeah. So this will be a long one, and I actually have a lot of things to talk about with the technical difficulties thing later on, but I'll try to keep them brief. So without further delays, let's get the show on the road. Okay, so firstly, I'm going to show you Cartoon Network's schedule for weekdays and weekends. And yes, as you can see here, Boomerang's not confirming it. I don't know why. Like, they've been stuck like this for like a couple weeks now. But someone gave me the suggestion that I should do their schedule online on a different website that's not on site or whatever that website's called, TV Insider. So I hope if I make that, will you guys watch it? I hope you do, honestly, because that last time I did something on like online schedules that did not work out well. So I will only do it if you guys will watch it. So if I get at least what, just 1,000 views, people watching, that's fine. But please, just give me some views for that. I want it to work out. So Boomerang will not be featured in this video. I will be making a follow-up for that. So let's just move on here. So let's start with the weekdays. So we got regular show, Tiny Toons University, but on weekdays, Monday through Thursday, it's the Looney Tunes show. Then we get Cartoonito, Gumball, the Looney Tunes show, Tom and Jerry show, Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, and this actually shocked me. Look at this. Oh wait, that's Total Drama Island. What I was meant to show you was this. Be Cool Scooby-Doo on... Hang on. I want to make this more dramatic. Let's go closer. There, Be Cool Scooby-Doo on Cartoon Network? Yeah, that's right. It's not on Boomerang this time. It's on Cartoon Network. Yeah, sure, the show is still going to be shown on weekends on Boomerang, but on weekdays, it's actually back on its main home. Now, something I would really love to say. Now, from these past couple years, Michael Whelan has actually placed the shows that were originally from Boomerang on Cartoon Network. Now, my opinion on that is frickin' sweet. Because it makes sense. These shows, Be Cool Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, the Tom and Jerry show, the Looney Tunes show, they're new shows. They should have done that in the first place. Like, they have no purpose for being on Boomerang. And they did Wabbit too, yeah. Wabbit. Like, I know some people say, like, some of these shows belong to Boomerang, which, again, I ask, why? They're not classics. So the fact that they're actually trying to move them from Boomerang to Cartoon Network is very frickin' sweet. I approve that 100%. Again, that's what Christine Miller should have done, but she was like, Boomerang, new shows, Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes, no. Just because they're Scooby-Doo, Looney Tunes, and Tom and Jerry related doesn't mean they have to go on Boomerang immediately. They have to immediately go on Boomerang. I don't approve that. So at least they're actually changing this. Not just that, but I hear that Jellystone will be premiering its new season on Cartoon Network too. Even though that was weirdly on Boomerang. Like, I don't understand. Newer version, no matter if it's old or new versions of classic cartoons, they still are on Boomerang. I do not understand. I really don't. Old or new, no matter what, they have to go to its respective properties. Like I've stated a few times already. I feel like having new shows or new alliterations of shows on Boomerang is just odd. Don't you guys think so too? Hopefully I don't drop that. Sorry guys, I got an itch. Alright, moving on. So yeah, after Be Cool Scooby-Doo, we get Clarence. Clarence is back, which is the reason why I had to do this video today. Sorry for the fourth wall break. Guys, I am so sorry that I keep breaking the fourth wall. I like it when people do that. which explains why I love shows like Blue's Clues and all that. But yeah, so we got Clarence for half an hour, replacing half an hour of Craig of a Creek. I guess it's fine, but it's like, why did you have to replace Craig of the Creek? Why couldn't you replace Gumball? Anyways, Teen Titans Go for an hour, and then Gumball. Then Prince Ivanhoe shown here. And after that, we get regular show for another hour. Then we get Checkered Past. So we get Dexter's Laboratory. And this is a humongous surprise. I was surprised when this came on. Look what's coming up next. We get what? Cartoon. That's right, peeps. I am not joking you. What a freaking cartoon show is back after what feels like a decade and a half. It last premiered on Boomerang in 2007, so the fact that they brought this show back is dope. Man, I don't know what Michael Whelan was thinking, but bringing back a show like this is awesome. And I've never, ever seen the show air or show on my TV. Much like Evil Con Carne and Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel. Well, I've seen Evil Con Carne and Cow and Chicken air on TV before because of Cartoon Planet, but not I Am Weasel. But yeah, what a cartoon's around that same level. And what's also interesting is that this past Monday, I think, or the other Monday, I forgot, but they actually showed Johnny Bravo. Yes, Johnny freaking Bravo. After keeping it in the forgotten pile for 6 long years, they finally bring back our favorite Elvis-looking dude. Hey man, I found out that I'm back on TV. It's about time Cartoon Network give me respect. Yeah. And not only that, but they also have Billy and Mandy for a nice 11 minutes because of What a Cartoon. Now, of course, if you guys don't know what a cartoon show is, it basically is a series of shorts that aired on Cartoon Network back in the early 90s. And they even had pilots of shows like Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls, Billy and Mandy, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. So yeah, this is dope to see What a Cartoon back. And then, of course, on Tuesday through Thursday, they have Courage the Cowardly Dog. And then let me show you Toonami Rewind here. So we get an hour of Sailor Moon, followed by half an hour of Naruto and Dragon Ball Z Kai. Now, I think I know why they decided to shorten up Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's because on weekends, as you already know, they have the Toonami block, which already has half an hour of Dragon Ball Z Kai. So, yeah, that makes total sense for sure. So now let me show you the weekend schedule for Cartoon Network. Alright, I gotta switch over. My left hand's getting tired. Okay, there you go. Now for the weekend schedule here. So we get an hour of regular show, 2 hours of Gumball, Total Drama Island for new episodes, Prince Ivanhoe, Tiny Toons, Teen Titans Go, The Looney Tunes Show, Gumball, Scooby-Doo Movie, and that's it. Simple schedule, not many shows going on, but it's still a nice variety. So now for Sunday. And Sunday, as always, I don't think needs any changes, so let's take a look. Prince Ivanhoe, Gumball, The Scooby-Doo Show, which still is on even though it's on Boomerang now, which I find crazy. Like, I thought after they put on the Scooby-Doo Show on Boomerang, they would replace this with Gumball or something, but no. They still have it on. I guess Cartoon Network figures that kids are actually watching this, and they decided, you know what, let's just keep this on. But, Michael, you love Gumball. Yeah, so, doesn't mean we can't keep this show on, and I care for variety, unlike other presidents on this network back in the day. Okay, your decision. After that, we get a Scooby-Doo movie, Wabbit, Looney Tunes Show, Tom and Jerry Show, Tiny Toons, Total Drama Island, which finally gets reruns on Sundays, thank goodness, Adventure Time, and regular show. So yeah, as always, and like I've stated before, and of course, Acme Night, Sunday is looking extremely good. Now for the moment you guys been waiting for, kinda. I'm going to show you how I would improve on weekdays and weekends. So again, as always, Sundays looks good. I'm going to leave that alone. It looks fine to me. So let's start off with the weekdays here. So, regular show here can stay. Tiny Toons and the Looney Tunes Show, because, oops. That's the one that's airing. Oops. Yeah, Tiny Toons can stay. Cartoonito can stay here. I will accept this hour of Gumball, okay? That's fine with me. Looney Tunes Show can stay. All that can stay there. Clarence, I suppose, can stay there. Craig of a Creek, okay. I'm not gonna say I want to take down Clarence, nah. That's an okay addition, not gonna lie. Then we get this, that can stay, of course. Maybe replace an hour of Gumball with something, so put in an extra half hour of Craig of the Creek and maybe something like Uncle Grandpa, and then keep this hour of Gumball. Oh, that's supposed to be a regular show. That's a big mistake on my TV's part. Oh yeah, speaking of mentioning TV and not confirming schedules, someone was telling me that the reason why they haven't been confirming is because AT&T doesn't have the rights for Warner Brothers. What does that have to do with confirming schedules? I don't get it. Okay. Make this perfect here. Okay. So, I was thinking this for quite some time, and if they actually want to take down the 6 a.m. reruns of regular show with Adventure Time, that's cool. Unless they just want to replace this 1 hour of Gumball with Adventure Time, I'd be fine with that too. And since I'm still on the side, I think I might as well tell you how many shows they're going to be having. So we have regular show, 1. Tiny Toons is 2. Bugs Bunny Builders is 3. Jessica's Big Little World is 4. Gumball's 5. Looney Tunes Show is 6. Tom and Jerry Show is 7. Scooby-Doo Guess Who's 8. Total Drama Island's 9. Clarence is 10. Craig of the Creek's 11. Teen Titans Go is 12. So technically, like 11 to 12 shows every weekday. I'll still take it. That's a lot of shows. I really do think for one of these hours of Adult Swim, though, they should get back to Cartoon Network. So Cartoon Network can air something like... maybe replace that hour with Craig of the Creek. That'd be fine. And then if they want to replace it with something else later on down the line, that's cool. Alright, Saturday schedule. So regular show can stay here. Gumball, an hour, can stay here. The other hour should be replaced with Adventure Time. Alright? I'll give you that. Replace it with Adventure Time. Total Drama Island and all that new stuff can stay here. Now, I understand Teen Titans Go isn't airing so much anymore, which is good. So maybe I'll accept this, unless they want to replace half an hour with another half hour of Total Drama Island. It doesn't need to be the new episode that airs. It could be another episode, like any other rerun episode or whatever. An hour of the Looney Tunes Show can stay there. Oh boy. That's a lot of Gumball. If they want to keep this half hour as movie filler, fine. But I think this other hour should be replaced with, or better yet, maybe they could place in an hour of Uncle Grandpa and Apple and Onion. That would be dope. And then the rest is history. So yeah, all in all, I'd say Cartoon Network schedule is good. Like, lots of variety, even though it's only 11 hours. It's still a plus. Okay, now I figure that I tell you my story on the Nickelodeon's technical difficulties thing. So, we're finally coming down to this. So I figured I'd tell you my story on how I discovered this technical difficulties problem and what I thought, what my opinions are on it and stuff. So let's go back here. So, Nickelodeon's technical difficulties. So let's see here. So basically, this is my experience with it. So when it started on July 19th of 2024, well, this year, yeah, at 2 a.m. 2 a.m.? Yeah, that's the time I experienced it. So what happened was I was searching around Nickelodeon schedules just for the heck of it. Yes, even though these schedules are still freaking bad, I still look around on them. And then I went to Nicktoons, this channel right here, and they had this screen when it showed them having technical difficulties. It said, Nicktoons is experiencing technical difficulties. Be right back. And I thought, what? What's this? And what's also interesting is that with Nick Jr. 2, they were using the 2009 version. Yes, the older, before rebrand version. And the Nick Jr. one was honestly interesting because it was from the Musin Z era, which was very shocking. It's like, it would have been pretty funny if they, after that screen went away, Musin Z came back, and then the people in charge would be like, hey, you guys aren't supposed to be here. Get out of here. You're supposed to leave. Oh, okay, well, at least we're saying our goodbye. Make sure you watch Nick Jr. on Noggin, or I don't know. But yeah, Nicktoons is one though. Now, I would have tuned into that whole thing, but I heard that it went blank for a while. It's like they wasted their time on that. But luckily, what Nicktoons thought, they decided to go to emergency programming. And yes, I didn't see how they transitioned to it, but I did tune into a little bit of it. They were showing, out of all things, Wild Grinders and Avatar: The Last Airbender. In which Avatar is okay, they still have the rights to that, but Wild Grinders, as I heard from my good friend on YouTube, Quiemation, he said that they lost the rights like 8 years ago. I'm like, what? They aired a show that they lost rights to? That's like if Cartoon Network went off the air for technical difficulties and they switched to emergency programming and they had Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Does anyone remember that movie back in Cartoon Network's early years, glory years? But yeah. Airing something they lost the rights to. And yeah, when I saw Wild Grinders on TV, I'm like, okay, not only this show was okay, like I thought it was an okay show. It's definitely better than others like Caillou, All Engines Go, The Nut Shack. And that show's basically like The Nut Shack, but a much more kid-friendly version. Yeah, the episodes they had were, there's this one when they were having like a derby from the skateboards, and then they're having that hair episode, which I thought was very like bizarre and disturbing. Like, and I thought Courage the Cowardly Dog, when they did jokes with Muriel's hair, was like disturbing enough, but that one just took it to a whole new level. Ugh. And of course, I barely tune into Avatar because I don't really care for that series. But even though I didn't tune into the whole technical difficulties thing all the way, I did see how they did the technical difficulties. So basically for Nicktoons, while they were playing an episode, I can't find it here, but while they were playing the episode, The Executive Treatment, they were in that one scene when they were complaining about the straws, and then the teacher guy said, I'm going to give you 18 more chances to improve yourself. They switched to the montage time card scene, and basically they glitched the show when the French narrator was saying mon 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 mon. It was repeating for a long time, and then they just cut to the scene where that blue fish ripped off his mustache. And I must tell you, that felt like a huge YouTube poop moment. Like, when they were complaining about their straws, saying on stuff, they would play like some sad music, and then they would keep the scene where the teacher tells Patrick he was going to improve in the next 18 times, gives him 18 more chances. They would keep the mon thing, as it kind of sounds like what a YouTube poop would have, and then they would ear-rape the scene where the mustache got ripped off from the blue fish. Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. But it wasn't just this one that glitched, of course. Nick, well, of course, Nick Jr. I didn't have, so yeah. Nick, what happened with theirs is they glitched the episode when they were showing the episode I Sell Penny Teas. They glitched the scene when the kid was asking Sam about something, and then they just glitched that. Honestly, I should have tuned into these channels a lot earlier so I would be able to see what the glitching was like. But again, I don't like Nickelodeon anymore. They suck now. And these types of errors we would see here would just be unexpected. They're like rare to happen. But I was just so lucky enough to catch this because I was able to stay up late on that day when I had the chance, as I do sometimes. But yeah, after they did that with iCarly, they pretty much just gave up on the episode altogether. And guess what they did? So at the headquarters, I believe they were like, "Oh my god, I Sell Penny Teeth was glitched. What do we do? How about move on to the next episode? Let's restart it. What? Why do you want to restart the episode? Like, we gotta move on. I don't care. This show makes us views. We love it. Well, quiet on set, yeah, but still, it makes us views. All right. But it's an old show that who cares? We're gonna restart this episode all over again." Okay. So basically, after when they restarted, the channel was off the clock. Like, let's take these episodes for instance. Like, let's take I Speed Date. They would show that, and then like they would have this on the guide, and then the original airing would be showing something like I Think They Kissed or I Do. That's crazy. And then after the episode IOMG, they would show IOMG. They would show they would start off the episode. They would start off the airing with the episode I Owe You, when they had the scene when Spencer Shea knocked over the Girl Scout cookie stand. And I can imagine anyone that would see that episode for the first time, they'd be like, "Wait a minute, they usually don't start off episodes like this. What's happening?" Yeah, the TVG rating showed up, and then he just knocked over the stand. Oh my gosh, that was a weird way, but the reason they did that is because they were actually playing the last 90 seconds of it just to keep the schedule back on clock, which makes sense. Well, yeah, this whole the technical difficulties thing lasted for like 3 hours, which is crazy. Now I must talk about Nicktoons more here. So it's funny how they aired something they lost rights, and here's what I think happened. Now note, this is probably not what happened, but this is what I think happened. So at the studio, they were like, "Okay, we're having technical difficulties, but we can't show this for so long. What do we do? How about you just put in something? Oh, I got an idea. How about we just go through our timelines? Let's see. Let's go through like 2014. But Brian, that's over a decade ago. Who cares? We need people to watch this channel. So let's pick up something like Wild Grinders or something. But we don't have the rights to that anymore. You're right. Hey John, do me a favor. Go down to the studio where it has the rights for Wild Grinders that we lost like 8 years ago, and pick those up." Okay then. And then he just goes to the studio. He sneaks in while someone's sleeping with the rights, with Nickelodeon's rights for Wild Grinders. He sneaks in, he steals it, and he runs away. And then they got the rights back. And then they were airing Wild Grinders. And then early next morning, when they find out that they were lost, they come back They come to Nickelodeon Studios where Brian and John were there, and they were like, "Hey, how dare you steal the rights for Wild Grinders? You know you lost them so many years ago." And then they used the Wild Grinders rights to slap Brian Robbins and John Flannery in the face. They slapped Brian Robbins in the face with the Wild Grinders files and rights. Oh my goodness. But I actually want to ask you guys something. Does anyone know how they air a show? Like, I've been looking on Google so many times, and they never tell me any specific details. It's like, and they say that Google has everything. Well, based on the thing I'm looking for, they don't have everything. So technically, that's a bit of a lie. But does anyone know how they air shows? Please let me know, if you know it. But yeah, I also been watching that video from Quaimation, and he said that apparently this whole technical difficulties with Nick switching to emergency programming was fake. And I'm like, what? Well, that never happened. I so apologize for that. I am not redoing this video. Okay, so anyways. YouTube, don't you dare copyright me for that. I do not own that sound. So anyways. Yeah, so he said it was fake, even though they were switching to emergency programming. He said that they were hacked, in which I don't really approve of that. Like, I'm thinking like, what? How is it fake if it showed on TV? That makes absolutely no sense. Quaimation, if you decide to watch this video, I want you to explain to me how exactly it was fake. Like, if it was fake, why did it show on here? I don't understand. But yeah. The way Nicktoons was finally glitching and went to technical difficulties is during their commercial about the movie thing, but I don't really care about that. Interestingly enough, that this didn't happen with original OG Nick, nor Cartoon Network. Maybe they thought, you know what, Cartoon Network has enough variety as is, so we're not going to bother them, but Nick is what we're going to bother. And it wasn't just Nickelodeon, too. It was other channels like MTV and Comedy Central and and Paramount Network. I guess they just don't like the fact that how they spam shows. And here's the thing. Many people are saying that they got these technical difficulties is because they've been spamming shows. And what I found pretty cool about this is the fact that when it comes to Nicktoons and their SpongeBob marathon, it's like they were forced to take a break. Which makes sense. I mean, 3 hours? Yeah. 3 hours of a break? That's cool, I suppose. It's like, I don't know. Well, that ties in with the whole I don't know how they air show thing. But seriously, I believe if they air a show for too long, their files will come on fire and their playout system will be burning. It's like Nick doesn't care about their frickin' playout system, don't they? It's like, are they trying to attempt it to go on fire? Do they want to destroy their own playout system so they can shut down? I don't know what the case may be, but I know that's not the case. The case is because of, as I haven't stated before earlier, is because of the Microsoft outage. That's the main reason why they had to stop. But it would have been pretty interesting and nice if it was the other way around. Like, come on. Nick needs a break from showing these. And I can definitely understand why iCarly was still going. It's because it was an old show and they barely use it anymore. At least they didn't air around Henry Danger, even though they air that show more than iCarly these days. They show it for 5 days a week and iCarly's for 2 days a week. Well, shoot. I did not mean to do that. I don't know why I did that. Let's go back to 322. Let's go over here. All right. Yeah, that's good. So, yeah. But no matter what the case may be, still, at least they took a break from the show, frickin' finally. But it's like, even after the technical difficulties, it's like Nick hasn't learned. Nickelodeon hasn't learned a single thing. It's like, what, are they trying to ask for another technical difficulties? It's like, Nick, just learn your lesson and show something different. But I don't want to keep rambling about this. Bottom line is, that was just cool from what I've seen. And I'm happy I was able to catch that too. So yeah, now I'm finally going to move on to HBO Family because I like to show something. And I'm going to try to make this quick because, jeez, I've been filming this for half an hour. God dang. Okay, so I'm on HBO Family and look what they have. Crashbacks. They actually have this back, and for the very first time on my channel, I'm actually showing you that they have it airing on TV. And out of all the games they decided to choose, they would choose from the show, they decided to choose a picture of Think Tank, probably to support Greg Eagles from Billy and Mandy. Hey, what's up? I'm a Grim Reaper. Yeah. So why do I decide to show this? Is because, well, to tie in with the whole showing forgotten things to kids, like Wild Granders, yeah, which has a pretty bad rating on IMDb. I thought the show was okay, so it doesn't really deserve that rating. But yeah, this ties in with the whole showing forgotten things to the kids. It's like this is how you're supposed to do it. No matter what generation they are, you can still show them something as crazy and eerie as Crashbox. Like, this show is all around creepy and stuff, but even as a kid I was able to get through it. Like this show was my childhood, and what's also intriguing me the most is the fact that it's actually shown on weekends too, just earlier in the day. But yeah, the fact that they're showing the show to the newer generation is awesome. I approve of this. Like, newer generation, show them Crashbox. That's something that Nick doesn't know how to do. It's like, oh, little kid, SpongeBob, yeah. No. You gotta air other things. Not just 1 to 6 freaking shows. Like, that's crazy. And that's stupid, too. Hey, Nickelodeon, how about you just do us all a favor and take some freaking notes? Like, this HBO Family's got it right. Airing shows like this, yeah, they got it perfectly. But Nick, come on, bruh. You gotta take some notes. Listen to Do Not 1999. He clearly said, Nickelodeon, why don't you take some notes? Yeah, why don't you take notes from HBO Family and Game Show Network and Boomerang? Be like, variety. Different shows. Bumpers. Do that. Don't sit on your freaking butt drinking coffee and eating toast with butter on them. And watch that guy, that sponge dude who lives in a pineapple under the sea. No. You gotta air other things. And I know you do, like on your channels, T-Nick and Nick Jr., but you gotta use other things. Other things. You have Jimmy Neutron, The Fairly Odd Parents, Hey Arnold, Invader Zim, Back at the Barnyard, Cat Scratch, The Mighty Bee. Air those. Do we need to keep telling you? Oh my goodness, Nick. And one thing I must say about The Mighty Bee is that, like, okay, I'm happy other people would say this whole thing too, but they say it's like a different version of SpongeBob. Nick, you have a show that's like SpongeBob. Why don't you show it? Like, I get it's not like underwater and sea creatures, but they use the same music. They kind of have the same humor. It's close. Why don't you show that on Nicktoons alongside SpongeBob and Camp Coral and Patrick Star Show? Like, come on. So yeah, I approve this. I unfortunately don't have the channel, and I'm sad for that. Disappointed. But yeah, good lineup. Something that Nick should take notes from. So now, before I close this video down, I must show you what Game Show Network will be doing. So their schedule's technically the same, basically the same, but what they're going to be doing here kind of shocked me. So they're going to be having an hour of Wheel of Fortune to replace, that replaced half an hour of Blank Slate and America Says. So Blank Slate's gone now, but I guess it's fine because extra. They kind of lost variety, but I kind of understand. And then America Says, which was fine too, considering the fact they only had half an hour, which was weird. But even though the schedule's good, one thing I don't approve of is the fact that they don't even show Switch so much. Like, imagine if Jeff Hefner saw that. He'd be like, "What? Game Show Network, you're only showing this for half an hour? Why? Why can't you show it at like 10 o'clock or something? Like, you have Family Feud. That's a lot." I'm sorry, Jeff Hefner. We love Family Feud. We gotta air it. But you gotta replace like an hour. I don't approve. So yeah. That's it for this video. Wow. Almost 40 minutes. I must close this down. So yeah, I appreciate this. Well, not just appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope YouTube doesn't copyright me from that EAS. I'm sure many of you get that too. Doesn't it scare you? It does scare me when it pops up with a loud beeping. It's like, what if people that are immune and don't like loud noises hear that? You're gonna be scaring them to death. Okay, so that's it. Tune in for my next follow-up video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.